What is going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video today we're going to learn how to actually work with sockets online in Python, so how to connect two sockets across the internet, not just on the same network. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I have a bunch of videos on this channel where I show you guys how you can build interesting things in Python using sockets, from simple stuff like a chat or a chat room to something more complicated like a Zoom clone, a screen sharing tool, file transfers, and so on. But in this video today, I want to show you guys how you can actually use sockets across the internet. So how we can actually connect sockets when it's not on the same network, not on the same computer, but actually a computer on the internet, a server on the internet, and our local computer here on our machine. How do we have to work with sockets then? So this is a very basic topic, but a lot of you guys don't know about it, so I want to cover it in this video today. The basic idea is we're going to have two simple Python scripts. Again, we're not going to focus today on any fancy implementations, just a simple server script, a simple client script, and they're going to communicate with one another. So the server is going to be import socket, and then we're going to have a server socket, which is going to be socket AFINet to make it an internet socket, socket sockstream to make it a TCP socket, a connection-oriented socket. And now if you do this locally on your own machine, if you just want to have two scripts communicating via localhost, what you usually do is you say server.bind and you pass localhost as an IP address here. Then you specify a port like this one here. And then you say server listen, one connection max. We have a while true loop accepting connections. So client address is going to be equal to socket, or actually to server accept. And then what we want to do is we want to just send a hello message, client send hello client, encode it, and then print whatever the client responds with. So receive 1024 bytes and decode them. That is as basic of a script as you can have in Python with sockets, just a server accepting connections, answering with hello client, and printing the response. Now, the client, on the other hand, would also be quite simple. So we would have import socket, and we would have client equals socket again, AFINet, socket sockstream, and then we connect to the same server. And since this is on localhost, guess what? We connect also to localhost on the same port, and then we can just receive the message, decode it, print it, and also respond with a simple hello server. So these are the two scripts that we have now. This is how you do it on localhost. How do we do it if you have multiple computers in the same network? Also quite simple. You use the private IP address, you open up your terminal, you type ifconfig, you get your IP address in the network. So this is not your public IP address, this is the IP address that you have privately in your own home network. So this is mine in this case. And all I have to do is I have to just say that I want to use 192.168.0.164. And on the client side, I do the same thing, 192.168.0.164. And it works still on the same computer, but it would also work if I ran the server on this computer and the client on any other laptop or mobile phone on the same network. So the private IP address is the same for connection and for hosting because it's on the same network, and this is all private. So everyone can have this IP address in their own network. Now, things get different or become different if you have one script running on the internet on a server, on a public server, and one, for example, locally. So how would I do this if this script was actually deployed on a server and this script here is on my local computer? Now, we don't have to just use this as a hypothetical example. I'm actually going to do this. So actually, I have a server which has the following IP address. This is the IP address of the server, and I'm going to run the server script now on this server. So I'm going to open up a terminal. I'm going to connect to it using SSH. So SSH root at this server. I have a key, so I can just connect to it. And here now, I think I already have a server py, so I'm going to remove this. I'm going to create now the server py file. And here I'm going to copy the code for the server. Now the problem is that now, first of all, the private IP address is probably also different, but even if it was the same, I can no longer use the private IP address because the private IP address of the server is only relevant to computers in the same private network, in the same local network. My computer right now that I'm working from is not in the same local network as the server that is running somewhere in the building of the company that I pay for renting the server. So this server has a completely different network than my network here. So what I need to do is I need to actually connect to the public IP address of the server, to this one here that I used to connect via SSH as well. So for me, this server is identified by a public IP address, and this is unique. No one else has this IP address, only my server has it. So I want to connect to my server using this IP address. However, when I host the server is not hosted on a public IP address, the server is hosted on a private IP address. So I can either in this script provide the private IP address of the server, or I can make it easy and just use 0000, which automatically hosts correctly. So I can just go ahead, run Python 3 server py. Now it's running on the correct IP address, and to connect now, I need to connect to the public IP address, so to this one here. And when I do that, you will see I get a hello client here, and on the server, I get a hello server. This is how you do connections using sockets over the internet. You host on a private IP address, on a local IP address, or on 0000, and you connect to the public IP address. And that is basically it. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. If so, let me know by hitting a like button and leaving a comment in the comment section down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to not miss a single future video for free. Other than that, thank you much for watching. See you in the next video and bye.